Hey, what's going on everyone? So today we're going to be setting up a Vevor canvas bell tent. Now this is the 4-meter bell tent. It's about 13 feet wide on the base, but I haven't seen many videos explaining exactly what size this tent is. So today we're going to be setting it up here, show you a quick setup on it. We're going to put a queen size mattress in it, see if it fits, because that was my biggest criteria, to be able to fit a queen size mattress in here. So we'll see if it fits, show you the quality of this, and then in a future video, we're going to be heating this tent with a Vevor diesel heater and also a Vevor wood stove to see what the difference is between heating this tent with each of those, to see which one is going to be right for you if you plan on doing some hot tent camping with one of these and want to see how each of those works. I think they're both going to have their benefits, but as you can see, 13 feet wide, and they give you a really nice set of stakes to stake this down. And the first thing you want to do is, once you get it laid out, you want to stake all these corners around on the outside here on the bottom. And this has a really nice thick PVC bottom, which is excellent. You really don't need to put a tarp down, but I like to keep my stuff nice. It is a pretty windy day today. As you can see in this time lapse, the wind was blowing the tarp all around. But once you get the tent set up and stake the bottom down, you should be good to go. A lot easier to set up, even if it's windy. Yeah, and it's starting to snow and it's cold, but we're running out of cold days, so that's why I'm trying to get this test done with the diesel heater. You just want to go around the outside, stake these down first with these smaller stakes that they give you, and then set the center pole in there and then the door pole. And here's the wood stove. We're going to be heating it with that. So make sure you guys subscribe and stick around if you want to see that video. Now, as a disclaimer, Vevor did send me this tent for testing and review, as well as the diesel heater and camping stove. So I told them I've been wanting to make this video for some time now. Setting it up for the first time here. I've actually never set up a bell tent before, so we're going to see how good this goes. And what's pretty sweet about this tent as well is you can unzip the whole bottom off of this tent if it's summertime, and you can take the whole outside skirting off that goes around the bottom of the tent. There is no screen or anything, but I guess there's still some use cases for that. Again, you don't really need to put a tarp under here, but I feel like it's going to keep it a lot cleaner. Really nice set of stakes here though. They give you a hammer and everything. These smaller ones are for this outside, around this outside edge here. And then the larger one is going to be for all your guy lines. And you're going to need quite a bit of guy lines to keep these bell tents up. I'll put a link down below. It will be an affiliate link if you're interested in picking up one of these tents. But if you go to Vevor's website with that link down below and you register for an account, things are way cheaper. For example, I think this tent's about $100 cheaper if you're registered. The diesel heater is about $120 or so if you're registered. If you're not registered, it's like $180. And same with the wood stove, way cheaper. Just register for an account there. And as soon as you do, once you start scrolling through, you'll see the prices change to cheaper. Just wanted to give you that quick tip, save you guys some money. And thanks for using that link if you decide to support the channel. Really appreciate it. And leave me a comment down below, guys. It really helps YouTube recommending my videos. And my channel's been really hurting lately with views, so please try to leave a comment, try to engage with the video, and I really appreciate it if you found this content helpful. All right, time to put the center pole up. Pretty easy to assemble here. And this tent, I believe, is a little bit over 8 foot tall once it's set up. This hook goes up top to hang something right here. Definitely going to be high enough in the peak. So what you want to do is go through the door here. And set that in the center. And it looks like looks like there's a little square on the floor that's reinforced for the pole. I didn't know that was going to be there. That's nice. Whoa. My mic came off and was attached to the pole. All right. Got that pole in. Now we got to put the door pole in. So far, it looks like it's pretty easy. And I'm glad the wind died down slightly here. And I thought there was a cap. There's a cap that goes on the end of this pole somewhere. Goes right up through this hole here, and then there's 2 pockets on the bottom here that each one of these go in. Keeps the bottom from sliding. Oh. All right, so a few things to know about this Vevor 4-meter canvas bell tent is it's 65% polyester and 35% cotton. So something to keep in mind, it's not a 100% cotton canvas tent, but after reading a lot of reviews, it seems like this tent still holds up really well and is pretty waterproof and durable. Now you're still gonna wanna condition this tent, let it get wet, let it swell up, and then, you know, on a hot day, you want it to get wet, hose it down. That way all the seams, all the cotton in it swells up and it helps protect it with the waterproofness. So far, the only thing I don't like about this tent is this rain cap. Now this one came with a little tiny split in it, and it's supposed to go on here to help protect rain from getting down in this hole, but it's so loose it just flies off with any bit of wind. And I feel like that would have been nice to have a silicone cap to go over top of this nice and tight to keep any rainwater out of that little hole right there. I bought these big ones here, and still a little bit loose on there, definitely a lot better quality, but I think I'm going to try to find a small silicone cap to fit down on there nice and tight. You have a nice big velcroed flap on this stove jack here. You can roll it up and attach it here. Your stovepipe comes out of here, which is probably what I'm going to do later because my son's excited to sleep out in here, and so am I, and to use that wood stove. But you can keep that down when it's raining to keep all the rainwater out of there. And these front flaps roll up and attaches like this with these little ties. And then you have a nice screen mesh in that door, as well as windows going around the bottom there that you can unzip to get a nice breeze through there. And then you do have some vents up top here, which is really nice as well. And also right here, there's a small zippered flap for a cord, or maybe I might be able to fit a diesel heater hose in there. And then these sides, you can unzip all the way around and actually roll them up and just have the bottom and the top here and have a really nice breeze in there. However, I don't know if I would do that if you're camping, because then any critters can get in your tent. But if you're just out for a day somewhere and want that nice breeze in there, somewhere to sit and hang out under, might be a good option. And where these zippers come down at, there's a little tiny hole here, but there is a flap on the inside that velcros here to kind of hide that. But some ants or small bugs still might be able to get in there. All right, here we are on the inside. I got the screens rolled back on the doors, and the peak's about 8 foot tall, maybe 8'2". Here's that ring to attach a light, and that center section kind of gets suction cupped to the floor there on that little reinforced area here. And then there's 4 windows around the bottom. And here's the little zipper for cords, or you can run that diesel heater pipe through there probably. And if you need more room to run a pipe through, you can always unzip the bottom like this and get as big of a hole as you want, really. That would be nice to have some kind of piece here that you can run an exhaust of a diesel heater out. That way you can keep the diesel heater inside. Maybe I'll have to try to come up with something like that in the future. And then for size, from the side to the center pole, you got right around 6.5 feet. Give or take. Right here, 6'4". Probably depends where I put them stakes at on the bottom. 6'5". So you will have at least a little over 6 feet from the pole to the sides there. And from the front of the door back to the pole, it looks like I got about 5'7". So a little bit shorter from the door back. And I can stand up here nicely in the middle, no problem. Tons of headroom here. Even if you were over to the side a little bit, no problem. My family of 3 will fit in here perfectly, but they do say that this tent accommodates 5 to 8 people, which I'm sure you could probably fit in here if you didn't have anything else in here. But so far, really liking it. Oh yeah, fits nice in here. Queen bed, still have room, not touching the walls. Still a little bit of room between the pole. So really nice. Definitely could fit at least 2 queen beds in here, one on each side. All right, everyone, I got some bonus footage for you here today. I actually left it set up for a few days because I haven't had a chance to take it down. And it was like 60 degrees today, but it's getting down to like 30 degrees tomorrow and even below that tonight. But the difference in temperature is causing it to be pretty windy, but this tent's holding up really well in the wind. It rained all day today, held up really well in the rain. My son did some B-roll clips on the rain here, and I was at work so I couldn't film it, but he said the only thing that was leaking was a little bit right here coming from this here. So I gotta figure out something for this, but he said it was only just a few drips and it rained all night, so that's not so bad to just have a few drips for it to have rained all night.
All right, so this is in the morning. I'm gonna walk in there, see if there's any leaks. Now it rained all of last night, so first glance, no leaks. Looks dry. Pocket. That's all around there, pretty dry. Now my spot, I think it's gonna be wet here because this zipper, it opens up here. But it's pretty dry around here. I think it's because of this thick floor. It actually like not mesh, it's like more of a rubbery. Looks pretty dry. What about up here? There's a little bit of water. You can see right there, a little bit of water. I think it came through that hole. Oh. Yeah, it came through that hole right there. Rope stayed up pretty good. Yeah, but now this zipper back here is actually held in there by this. And this is pretty waterproof, so that actually keeps that from leaking. And then let me go back in here real quick. Pretty dry down here. Yeah, really dry. No leaks.
But holding up really well. You can see there the wind blowing it around a little bit. Now we just had some really big gusts coming through here, and it's holding up well. As long as these seams and everything hold up, should be in good shape. I think they will. But the trick is all the guy wires. Have all those down, makes it really nice and very strong in the wind. I've had tents in the previous where the whole side would blow in and, you know, just not designed really well. This being a point, the wind kind of deflects around there good. The wind does blow the bottom kind of in, but it really doesn't affect that much. You can see a little bit right here. But being there's not a huge sidewall for the wind to catch, it actually holds up really well in the wind. I was hoping to get another big gust here to show you how well it holds up, but it looks like it's died down just a hair. And this is inside with the wind and the rain, holding up really well. What do you think?
Nice, like it.